Welcome to another episode of OG55. I got the Italiano with me today. We are taking your questions, your comments on this OG55 live show. Let's get it. Welcome aboard, everybody, to another episode of OG55 Live. It is fantastic seeing everybody tonight on this fine evening. George, the Italiano, is once again joining me this evening. George, welcome back, sir.
Glad to be back on. It's always a great time talking shop with you, talking the parks, talking the studio, talking the corporate side. And of course, I absolutely love doing the live and the live shows and having everyone kind of getting into the conversation and answering questions and all that good jazz.
All that good jazz. Everybody, welcome to the stage, the Italiano. You know I have to do my drop. I have to do my drop. All right, let's go ahead. I know Abigail loves that one, so I see Abigail in the chat. All right, here we go. We got our first question of the evening from Mr. Matthew Murr, all the way from the UK. Matthew, first of all, I want to thank you for being such a long-term supporter and family here on OG55. We appreciate you, brother, and thank you so much for the generous super chat, $10 super chat from Matthew.
And really quick, Matthew, I know it's been a while. I haven't been able to get on a show with you, but we will definitely make a time where I can come back on when you're on and we could do a show. It's just, my schedule has just been so crazy and hectic. I mean, It's like, I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah, George, you're just gonna have to pencil us in, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have all these Disney cruise vacations. You got God knows how many brunches with Dana Walden because of your special access and God knows what else. I mean, bro, you got to pencil the family in. You know what I'm saying, dude? Give us a little bit of time, bro. I'm just messing with you. Matthew Murr here. 2 spicy questions. Number 1. We'll start with number 1. If either of you were CEO at the time of Disney's 100th, what would you have done differently? Okay, Matthew, the first thing I would have done differently is make sure that all the banners had correct spelling, grammar, and information on them. That was one of the biggest black eyes of the 100th at Disneyland. I don't know if Disney World had any issues, but out here in Disneyland, we had all kinds of issues with banners having the wrong date, the wrong spelling, just all kinds of stuff.
And that goes through like how many different people before it actually gets out onto the streets. Like
you would think, bro. You would think that it would go through a lot of layers of management or something, but apparently it didn't. But that would have been, I wouldn't have allowed that at all. One mistake, I get it, but come on, it was over and over again. It was just too much. Overall, I was pretty happy with the 100th, at least out here in California. I absolutely fell in love with Wondrous Journeys. I mean, to this day, it's probably my favorite Disney fireworks show. I mean, Remember Dreams Come True is it's like right there. I mean, between those two, fantastic. Disney at its best. I don't know. I'm fine. I'm fine with what we got. You know, I don't think it was necessarily a bad thing. What say you, Italiano? I mean, were you happy with the 100th, or
aside from to what you just mentioned with like all the signage and the banners and the grammar and the wrong information and dates and everything? Yeah, as far as everything else goes, it was, I think, pretty decent for what it was, because we also have to take into consideration that, yes, it is a major milestone. But when you incorporate the 100th anniversary of the company into the parks, there's not really too much that you could do with that, because it's not a necessary milestone of the parks themselves. It's the overall assumption of the company, the studio, the parks, everything that goes with it that turned 100.
Yeah, and as Disney super fans, you know, I want a big nighttime spectacular focusing each 9 old man. You know what I'm saying? I want projection mapped Mark Davis all over that castle. But like realistically, though, the normies don't care about that stuff. But I think that would be, you know, stuff like that would have been beautiful for the anniversary. But you know, Disney has to placate to the normies who just want Elsa and Spider-Man. You know, so it's a fine line that you draw with that. But Matthew has a part 2 for us, George. Part 2 is, do you think it's ever possible to get too old for Disney? No, I don't actually, Matthew. I think that Walt Disney has sort of set the foundation for something that is timeless for everybody. Imagination, creativity, curiosity, wonder. These are all things that, you know, even history, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. I mean, these are all things that anybody of any age can love and appreciate, you know? That's why I get really upset when people say, well, the parks are for kids. No, the Disney parks are not for kids. Kids are part of the equation 100%, but Disney parks are not for kids. Walt Disney said himself, Disneyland, when he built Disneyland, he wanted this place to be for the entire family. That includes the adults, y'all. Okay. That includes the mom and the dad too. Okay. It's not just for kids. Walt Disney didn't go in here building giant Chuck E. Cheeses. Okay. Ball pits and like, you know, these are not for kids, but kids are part of the equation. So yes, obviously you want attractions and elements and things that are good for kids, but you also want stuff that's good for the adults. You know?
And that's why for me, I think as you get older, it's more so for the adults. Because as I always say, it's Disneyland. What is it? Why does it have to be about the kids?
Exactly.
Yeah. See, maybe gets it.
Gets it.
It's like, yeah, it's like, come on, who gives a shit? Like, it's like, I'm sorry, we're the ones paying for this shit. They're the ones along with for the ride, and all they're doing is bitching, moaning, complaining, screaming, crying. It's too hot. There's nothing to do. It's like, well, then take your ass back to the hotel because I don't want to hear it.
Exactly. It's always good to see Maybe. Thank you for joining us, Maybe. We got the one and only, bro. The one and only Mr. C. Moore Duck in the house with a $5 super chat. Nothing can stop us now. Oh, I think he's asking for me to play.
Nothing can stop us now.
That's a great drop. I actually missed it. Hold on.
Nothing can stop us now.
Yeah, I missed that drop. That's
I know
a good
you
one.
how.
I'm still mad though on how they treat Pluto in that. That's man.
Yeah, I know. I mean, someone called PETA.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Really quick before you go to TS Wade's thing, I just have to bring this up. So maybe I have to actually address something. Thank you. Maybe this was actually a quick segue about this. There was someone in I believe it was.
Is there something we don't know about, George? Are you someone's?
Well, I believe it was Cassandra that that asked this after we were talking about the dad kind of story on Big Thunder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe she had asked, do I like being called daddy? So I noticed it after the fact that we were done and I didn't get to address it. So really quick, I just have to say, in all actuality, no, I don't like to be referred daddy. I just prefer really no talking at that point, just a lot of noise making.
Noise making. Oh shit, the Italiano experience, bro. All right, here we go. We got Mr. T. Look, we're not even 10 minutes in and we're already off the rails. T.S. Wade's here says, okay, I don't want to get my hope.
Sorry, really quick. So if we're off the rails, does that mean we have to hit that track switch?
Nothing can stop us now.
Yeah, you're right. We're off the rails. So, or actually, we're off the rails, so we can go. We can go seaside. There we go.
All right. So sorry, bro.
There's no rails out in the open water, bro. No rails. T.S. Wade, okay, I don't want to get my hopes up, but since Jared Bush is the new CCO of the Walt Disney Animation Studios, do you think he might bring back hand-drawn animation? I don't really think, honestly, Wade, I don't really think it's up to the people who run Disney Animation with something like that. I think it's more up to like Burbank, you know what I'm saying? Because bringing it, okay, here's the thing too. It all depends on how much you want back. really hand-drawn animation hasn't really left. I mean, we still do have hand-drawn animation. We just had Once Upon a Studio. Obviously, we've had hand-drawn things recently. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you mean full blown, like, you know, like we're back to like 1995 again? No, probably not. It's probably not coming back, because in order to do that, that would cost them a lot of money. I mean, you would have to go in there and you know, you'd have to have all these hand-drawn animation like workstations and all that stuff. And I'm sure it would be very costly to kind of reinstate that in a large scale. So I don't think it's going to happen like that, Wade. But what I do think they might do, instead of bringing actual hand-drawn animation back where they're using like, you know, paper and pencils or what have you, what they might do is dabble with different styles of animation, kind of like what they did with Wish, right? Mm-hmm. Where there's films that are actually done on the computer, but they look like hand-drawn animation. And I can see them doing that kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But in terms of them bringing it back the way it was with like the desks and the paper and all that, I don't know. I don't see it happening, at least on a large scale like that. I just don't.
I don't either. And honestly, I don't really think that's just a Disney thing. T.S. Wade, I also think that's just animation in general. Like we've even seen it in DreamWorks, like how they used to you know, they made one of my favorite movies, The Prince of Egypt. Beautiful animation.
And you just saw the Wild Robot. You said it was amazing, by the way.
Yes. Which was phenomenal. And again, the Wild Robot is made with computer CGI animation. But yeah, if you go back to DreamWorks, they used to do, as I said, The Prince of Egypt, The Road to El Dorado, Sinbad, the Iron Robot,
Iron Giant.
What I say? What I say?
Iron
Giant. Excuse me, the Iron Giant, because of the Wild Robot. See, because and actually, believe it or not, there are some elements to the Wild Robot that you can kind of see the Iron Giant in a little bit of the Wild Robot.
Nice.
Which it's really good movie. I highly recommend anyone to go see the Wild Robot. So, but yeah, I don't really think that's just a Disney thing. I think it's just the animation style now, and who even knows, like there may be even a newer kind of animation style as, you know, time goes on with technology and AI and what have you, and it may even go beyond just computer CGI.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think that it was kind of like an arms race to get to like the most realistic we can get with CGI, and we've kind of hit the cap as to how real we are how real we can get with CGI, where it got to a point where it's almost going to be live action. It looks so real. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So at this point, I think now these studios are like, okay, we can do real, but let's now try to like dabble in other styles and play with what we got here. And I think that's the future, at least the foreseeable future, where we're going to see a lot of dabbling with different styles of animation, but using the computer, you know? So Goo Gamp 32, always good to see you, Goo Gamp. Do you guys take any stock in the quote, David Zaslav is a Disney installed plant theory? You know what, Goo Gamp, where'd you hear that? On YouTube or something? What is this? No, I don't take any stock into any of that nonsense. I hear all these conspiracy theories about all kinds of stuff, Bob Iger, and it's just, it's just nonsense, bro. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, George?
Anything that, you know, where they have like, these conspiracy theory videos that are, you know, it's like, oh, you know, about this person, about that person, this company, you know, this or that. It's, to me, it's all just clickbait.
It's not. I'm not. I've never even heard this theory before, but based on what
actually Starship just said, he never even heard that theory.
Really? Yeah, that's crazy. CSRS Mice Chat. Actually, shout out to Mice Chat. Dusty's a good guy. We like Dusty.
Yes,
he's always been really sweet to my sister. So anyone who's been sweet to my sister is good in OG's book. But Mice Chat claims the Hyperion is being reserved for a 5th Avengers Campus attraction. Could it be Fantastic Four or X-Men related? Or is Disney waiting on the post-Secret Wars slate to make a decision? Here's the thing. This is kind of a loaded question, CSRS. All the rumors are sort of pointing to Avatar taking over Hollywoodland, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to take over all of Hollywood land. Because if we get that bus load unload area, which we will have, they can expand into that. You might have Hollywood land being taken over by Pandora, but on the right-hand side, closest to the Avengers Campus entrance, that might stay Avengers Campus. We got to remember, MCU is a very popular franchise. They're going to probably want a little bit of wiggle room to expand even more. So what Mice Chat's saying, there might be some validity to that. Now, in terms of Fantastic Four, I know we have Avengers Campus. Personally, I think the aesthetics and the theme of that movie would actually be better served in Tomorrowland. That mid-century to 1960s kind of retro future. I think that would be a dope e-ticket in Tomorrowland, and Tomorrowland needs it a whole lot. So, but X-Men, totally. You put an X-Men ride over there, that's gold. That's gold. You can even throw some Deadpool in there. You know what I'm saying? I would love that. But it's an interesting theory, though. And Mice Chat, I mean, they got sources, so that might be the case. Absolutely. And the Hyperion, Disney doesn't really seem too interested in putting a show in there. So whether it's going to be Avengers, whether it's going to be Pandora, I think it's living on its last legs. What say you, Italiano?
For me, it just seems like everything is up in the air right now, and a lot of people have their own interpretations of like what is to become of Hollywoodland, because sooner or later Hollywoodland is going to be gone, poof, bibbity bobbity poo, it's like at some point in time. But the big question is like what's going to replace it? And right now the number one contender is going to be Avatar. But as you had said, OG, it still can beg the question, like, is the whole Hollywoodland, on top of adding the back lot and the bus load area, once the Eastern Gateway comes forth, is that all going to be Avatar? And it's like it just depends on the scale of how big they really want this thing, and they could possibly use partial of that extra land to expand even further on with the campus for a fifth attraction. But I do agree with you. I feel like if they were to put something in there, it would be X-Men related. I wouldn't want to see Fantastic Four over there, because I agree with you. I think that would be so much more better themed over in Tomorrowland.
Yeah, it just fits better in Tomorrowland. George, you're always in members mode, huh?
I am. I really am. It's
always.
Like I have to get into my Disney work mode.
You know what I'm saying? But you guys are literally Bob Iger YouTube fans. We are. Maybe. You don't want to blow our special access. We got all kinds of special access. Ian Green with a $5 super chat. Ian, thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you. It was really cool seeing Ian at the OG55 meetup last month. Really cool. Actually, not last month. The month before last. Oh, jeez.
I know, because we just hit into October. I can't believe I'm in autumn weather now. But then again, I guess I would see that if I was gone for 2 months.
Autumn weather, dude. In California, it was like 100 degrees out here in California today. I went on my walk and I was like, I called you for my walk, dude. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna pass out.
Yeah, you were like, this was a bad idea.
Yeah, it was. I got out there, bro, and it was like, okay, a little hot. But Ian here says, loving all the vlogs this week. Well, thank you, Ian. Appreciate you. In honor of Magic Kingdom's 53rd birthday and Epcot's 42nd today, what's your fave food and drink from each? Go ahead, Italiana. What's your fave food from Magic Kingdom and Epcot?
So for me, I actually have... Okay, so one of my favorite restaurants in Magic Kingdom is the Skipper Canteen over in Adventureland.
Okay. And
my favorite dish, which I'm so glad they changed it back to the original format, because the way that they updated it, I guess it was after like the pandemic. Shout out to Bricky, because now we're starting to call it the pandemic. So it's like
I love that. The pandemic.
Yeah. And but one of my favorite dishes at Skipper Canteen is called It Tastes Like Chicken Because It Is. And it's basically like a chicken breast. It used to have it like partially on the bone, but they removed the bone, so now it's just the chicken breast. And it has like this teriyaki glaze with stir-fried vegetables and white rice and everything. Oh man, for anyone who can have the opportunity to go dine in the Skipper Canteen, I highly recommend getting It Tastes Like Chicken Because It Is. Drink. Well, I guess for drink, basically, because I did the Epcot drink around the world where you walk
we
into
did.
Mexico and stagger out of Canada.
Yeah, we did a lot of drinking on that trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, my liver was on the struggle
There
bus.
was that one drink that we had. I forget. It was in the Japanese pavilion.
Yeah, it was, and that's what I was thinking of because I loved it and I forgot the name of it. It was like floral.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the name of it, but yes, that was one of my favorites. Absolutely. In terms of Magic Kingdom food, we just ate at like one of these quick service things in Fantasyland, didn't we, or something?
It was the Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
You know, OG loves his chicken tendies.
My chicken tendies. Oh, dude, yeah. I'm that guy.
This guy is the tendies king. Like,
dude, I am totally content ordering off the kids menu. Chicken tenders, mac and cheese. I'm totally content with that stuff. But I mean, it wasn't exactly fine dining over there, though. You know what I'm saying? It was okay. It was Tomorrowland Terrace style food, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't really eat that much at Magic Kingdom, so I can't really say. Epcot has phenomenal food. We had a bunch of stuff from the Japan Pavilion. I mean, we were eating there like all day. I don't know. I don't really remember too much, though, to be honest with you. It's been like over a year, so. But Ian continues here saying, chicken tendies from Rays are good. Can't say anything wrong with that. Yeah, exactly. No,
I just enjoy Cosmic Rays in general. I don't know. It's like, it's a very simple quick service, but with Sunny Eclipse, like playing the outer space songs and everything. It's just a cool little atmosphere. Yeah.
It is. It's really cool. Starship 824 is in the house. I'm so sick of the Iger hate over Bull. LOL. Like, do some people actually think Bob Iger is involved with the parks? I saw a post on WDW Magic forums about how Iger hates Magic Kingdom in relation to the Rivers of America. See, all this weird shit, Starship, where like this is what's weird. People kind of insert this like personal stuff to like Iger, where it's like, Iger hates the Rivers of America, so he's gonna plot and scheme to get rid of it. You know, it's like, I don't believe any of that stuff.
I actually ended up like stubbing my baby toe on the table today, and it was all Iger's fault.
Oh, of course it was Iger's fault, bro. Come on now. 40 chess. You know he planned that whole thing, bro. You know he planned that whole thing. But it's like Iger's a money guy, okay? So Iger, he doesn't hate Rivers of America. He just loves money more. And Cars makes more money. That's all. It's literally that easy. But I see all these conspiracy theories about how he hates America and this, that, and the other. It's like, oh God, it's just annoying. I completely agree with you, Starship. The Giant Peter Show. Thank you for joining us, Giant Peter. The Tangled Pasta for the 50th at Cinderella's was fire. Why are you laughing? You're laughing because I called him Giant.
To say it like that.
Giant Peter. Oh shit, bro! I'm telling you, bro. That is something else, George. That is something else. Oh man. Yeah, I probably should have added the show. In hindsight, absolutely. Sorry, Peter. Sorry. Oh shit. Go ahead, George.
Actually, Peter, I never tried the Tango pasta. I never even really heard about it. But then again, it was during the 50th. I'm sorry. I apologize, folks. See, this is what happens when we do these lives. It's like this is great.
Yeah, really is.
But yes, I never really paid attention to much of the stuff that they offered for the 50th, and it's a shame, really. But I'll take your word for it. I'm an Italian, so anything with pasta, if it's made well.
There we go. Put a little Parmigiani on there, George.
There you go.
The Giant Peter Show. Is that better, George? The Giant Peter Show. There we go. They could easily theme a Fantastic Four building to an Avengers Campus version of the Baxter Building Fantastic Four headquarters. Absolutely. I love that idea. See, stuff like that would be super dope, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's a lot of potential here with Fantastic Four. I'm really rooting for this movie. Number one, it looks fantastic, no pun intended. Number two, there's a lot of potential with the parks. Like Peter here is saying how you can integrate that into Avengers Campus. We've talked a lot on the channel how you can put that into Tomorrowland. I don't know. I think there's a lot that could be done here. That would be a lot of fun.
And the Fantastic Four needs some more love, because a lot of like the first two, like the Fantastic Four back in 2004 and the Silver Surfer, did decent, and they did okay, but it like didn't really move the needle. Then there was the updated Fantastic Four, which was just horrible.
Right.
I can't even remember what year it came out of, because I'm still trying to forget about it. But yeah, so I love this route that they're going, kind of like with this like retro kind of stylized like look to it. And Pedro Pascal has been crushing it lately. I mean, dude, he's like everywhere.
Everywhere,
he's
dude.
He's doing Fantastic Four. He's doing Mando and Grogu. He actually did one of the voices in The Wild Robot.
Oh, okay.
So he's everywhere.
Yeah, he's doing big things. I actually like him in. Remember that show on Netflix, Narcos?
Oh yes.
There was a spin-off. I think it's Narcos Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. Narcos Mexico. He plays like a detective on that one, and he was amazing. Okay. But dude, Pedro Pascal can play anything, and he's gonna freaking knock out of the park. Actually, you know who else was in that show? Was Diego Luna from Andor. I'm ready to see Pedro on my screen. There we go, maybe. Absolutely. We love Pedro. We're Pedro fans here. Absolutely, 100%. Let me see here. Where was I? I lost my spot.
Sorry, bro.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Starship's asking, it's not the Pandy anymore? No, it's officially the Pandemi. The Pandemi. What we're calling it now.
Yeah. The other one that you had on, it was something with the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. I remember now. Okay, give me 1 second. Oh, and
maybe said he was in Game of Thrones too.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, he was. Oh, wait, hold on 1 sec. Phantom of the Opera. Oh, man, I don't see it.
Oh, that's interesting, Peter. So I guess he's still referring to the pasta. It came in Rapunzel's pan that she hid. Right. That's interesting. I don't know how I missed that. Yeah. I'm going to have to look that up. I want to see what that looks like.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, a little update. I'm healing nicely from my fall last week. See,
that's good.
It's almost gone.
You actually heal quite quickly. Like, yeah, I'd probably be all still black and blue.
Oh, dude, my chin was all fucked up. It was funny. I'm lucky I didn't knock out teeth or something, you know. Oh, I would have been out of commission on the videos for a while, or I could have done them like this. Hey, everybody.
Pull up Carl Fredrickson.
Yeah, exactly. J Brad here says, if they were to bring back 2D animation, it should be for that rumored Phantom of the Opera movie. Oh, that's interesting. Make Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical as a Disney Renaissance film, all of Beauty and the Beast. Wow. J Brad,
that would be that. Wow. Yeah.
Woo. This guy, J Brad's a man of culture. He knows what's up. Yeah, absolutely. Starship 824. Not sure if this. Also, by the way, we gotta get Starship back on the show again. Yes. He's always fun. Not sure if this was mentioned before I got here, but rest in peace, Ken Page, the voice of Oogie Boogie in The Nightmare Before Christmas, who passed at 70. Yes. Huge loss. I mean, this man, such an icon, and we did lose surprisingly. I mean, he looked good. I mean, there
was. We have a mutual friend that posted on social media that they literally just saw him 2 weeks ago at a Halloween event, and they said he looked fine.
I don't know. Did they say what the cause of?
They didn't really, as far as I know, as of right now, they didn't release anything as far as the cause of his passing yet. But speaking of Andrew Lloyd Webber, a lot of people know him as the voice of Oogie Boogie, but I also remember him as Old Deuteronomy, the old wise cat from one of my favorite Broadway shows, Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats.
Is that really one of your favorite Broadway shows, Rich?
Yeah, it actually, yeah.
That's great. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and he also did a voice, and I just recently found out about this, but he also did a voice for All Dogs Go to Heaven, I believe. So
was he like the villain?
I'm not sure. He was the crocodile, I believe. I saw a picture.
Okay, yeah. Then yeah, he's
is that the villain?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid, so I don't remember. Okay, so maybe here says I love the wild robot. George, you recently saw it too. You want to kind of elaborate? Like,
yes, absolutely. And I did do a little kind of like review Italiano thoughts solo video that I did yesterday. I didn't get too much into it because I didn't want to give too much spoilers, but this was a beautiful movie where I can honestly say that there are some movies that kind of give you that like teary eye, lump in your throat kind of moments. And there's several moments in this movie that did it for me because it was, and the animation was beautiful. There was music throughout the movie that was beautiful, and the characters were awesome of how they kind of relate to one another, and the storyline was very simple. Really, it didn't like go off the far beaten path, and that was, I think, a problem that Jennifer Lee was having with Frozen 2, that even the creators didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, she's really brilliant. I was really impressed with her at D23 when she spoke at that panel, but a lot of her stuff does get a little complex, a little complicated. Yeah. And I appreciate the ambition though. I do appreciate, because I would rather, in all honesty, I'd rather animation directors get too complicated to a sense, as opposed to talking down to their audience. Right. I will say that I do appreciate her trying to at least kind of elevate, animation, and but you still have to make sense.
Exactly.
But you recommend it? It looks like, maybe loved it. I mean,
I recommend it to anybody that wants to go see a good movie. And honestly, DreamWorks knocked it out of the ballpark, and Disney kind of has to not answer to that, but it's just to the fact of, because we do have some big movies on the horizon: Moana 2, Zootopia 2, Toy Story 5, Frozen 3 and 4, Incredibles 3. But the thing is, they're all sequels to movies and characters that we could already relate to. My big question is, how is Elio and Hopper's going to hold up? That's the big main question.
Yeah. A Hopper was a weird concept. It's a weird concept, but it's typical like Pete Docter, because Up is a weird concept. A little kid and an elderly man flying around in a house. That's bizarre. But Hopper is a weird idea. Elio, though, looks really good. I really liked Elio.
After seeing more footage of it, I'm starting to I am very curious about it.
Yeah, the little cutesy, like kawaii, like little Japanese robot thing was adorable. I love that thing. I love it. Maybe here says, please consider becoming a member to help OG in this time so he can order more DoorDash as he recovers. The doctor said boba and Mexican food are crucial to his healing process. That is absolutely correct. Maybe he's absolutely right. Please become a member today to help my healing process so I can have Mexican food and boba. George, we have a couple boba places we go to, right?
We do. Yeah, we actually do. And now I actually order off of DoorDash, but I mean, apparently I was getting more than I was bargaining for with Uber Eats.
Yeah, you were. Yes, you were. We'll save that for the member chat, George.
Yes.
Kev, Mr. Tech Bear in the house. Kev, it's always good to see you. What Disney character best represents the Italiano? Likewise, what Disney character best fits OG's personality, George? Oh, this is a tough one.
Wow.
Kev,
okay.
This is a tough one. Oh, man. I don't even know, dude. Like the Italiano.
Ooh. I might have to get back to you on that one, Kev, because I want to really like dive deep into all the characters.
Yeah.
I don't want to just say somebody.
Yeah. Well, you know what we'll do? Because we're going to do a members video, a chit chat video. We should add his question to it.
Yeah,
we'll do that. So we can think about it. Because that's a great question, but I really have to really kind of think. Because Disney has so many characters, and
there's so many layers to us as well.
Yes. And also I wonder if like we can add in like Fox characters like Simpsons, Family Guy, stuff like that too. So
that's interesting. Yeah.
I got to really think about it. Starship here says, I hope Elio is successful so it can be used in Tomorrowland. Yes, Starship. Look at the footage they showed us at the D23 fan event was amazing for that movie. I really wasn't that hyped for it. Like really before before the expo, I was like, okay, it looks okay. No, OG is on board. Right, George? When we were watching the studio panel, I turned to you like, I got to see this movie.
Yeah, and I am too, because when I saw the first kind of rough cuts at the 2022 D23, I was like, oh, I'm not really like feeling this.
It just felt very generic. And then when they show us the footage and his little sidekick and stuff was like super cool and creative. I don't know. I loved it, man.
Yeah,
and
so I am curious about it.
Me too. And speaking of curious, that's one of the big things I like about this movie is that they tap into the curiosity factor of what's out there in the universe. And here in OG55, we love shit like that. We love shit like that. So yeah, we gotta do another curiosity video and talk about like the universe or something, bro. Yeah. I love, Dragon Blood. Look at that. That's dope. Avatar. You got the Dragon Blood. That's dope. I like that a lot. Do you think D23 Brazil will give us more details, concept art, and locations about some of the new lands and attractions coming to the parks? I think so. I think we'll get some details. It's in November, right, George?
November. Yeah.
We'll get some details. I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot because it's not like the main event D23, but I think they might give us some like Encanto stuff.
Well, it's actually quite interesting because you and I were just having this conversation before the live, and I had mentioned to you that they're going to probably want to get through the holidays before they start making announcements for like opening dates and construction dates. They may very well, because it'll be closer to the end of the year, they may utilize that event to maybe make those announcements.
It's possible. I hope they do. Because it's been driving me nuts. It's been driving me nuts that I have no idea where this Pandora is going to go in DCA.
And it's like it's everything really, because Pandora, Coco, Monsters Inc. We know that we're getting these. We know what park they're going in, but we don't know what location it's going in. It's like the only ones that we really know for sure is Avengers. Now we could even really say Villains and Cars. We thought we knew where it was going, but until Disney addresses that 90-day
like water thing.
The thing that they have to present to,
which I do have to say, to make a correction on our video, we thought that was part of the tourism oversight district. It's actually not. It's a separate group that handles the waterways or the waterworks or whatever. And that was brought to my attention after the fact. So I do want to make that correction. Again, I'm not like super schooled in the the ins and outs of the resort, but that's I just want to bring that up. But yeah, I mean. I do think it'll go there, though. I don't think they're going to move it. I think they're just going to, whatever this committee or this oversight thing, the water department wants them to do, they'll make arrangements to get it done, I'm sure. I'm not really too concerned about it. They might have to change the design a little bit of the land and all that, but it'll happen.
Yeah.
Starship here says, maybe Tropical America news. Yeah, I'm thinking that for sure. Like Encanto, all that good stuff. Makes sense with it being in Brazil. And it'll be when they want to close. Yes, exactly. I think it's going to be heavy on that. I think absolutely. Let me see here. Oh, and then Starship also continues. I think Luca fits you for the Italian aspect. We have a great picture with the Luca boys.
Do. Yeah, with Luca and Alberto.
And Alberto, yeah. We got all four of us.
We're doing the
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Starship. See, that's the thing. That's why I really want to dive in and like look at the characters. I really want to get like the perfect character for George. But that's a good one. J Brad, here's a question for mainly OG. Okay, here we go. If you could add a region of the world to Animal Kingdom, what would you choose? Hard mode. It can also be featured in World Showcase. Interesting. We don't have Australia, do we? No, we don't.
Nope.
I think Australia would be pretty dope in Animal Kingdom. I think there's a lot of potential with Australia. I would love to see that. And if you want to do like some crazy IP work in there, you can do the Rescuers Down Under. attraction.
Oh,
Now they would never do that because that's a kind of a deep cutty movie. You know, it's not like the normies aren't really super like familiar.
But you
with
know
it.
that can actually encourage Disney Animation to make a movie set in Australia, so they could utilize it, and they can actually import animals like of kangaroos and koalas and wallabies and kind of stuff like that. That would actually be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I want Australia. I think that would be the way to go. 100%. Great question, Jay Brad. Really good question. Jason Hill, good to see you, Jason. Have you seen our Blackpink girls? I've been seeing them. They have been active lately. Rose just announced an album coming out in December, which I'm super excited for. Lisa's been like nonstop. She's been dropping singles right and left, you know. Jenny is dropping a single October 11th. I think that song is called Mantra, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. Oh, actually, hold on. Oh, he has. Oh, hold on.
Here, you press it. There you go.
There you go. Have you seen our Blackpink girls at Paris Fashion Week? Jenny dyed her hair blonde. Yes, I did see that. Jenny looks amazing with blonde hair, and then she had that blue outfit on. Oh, dude, she looked phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, the Blackpink girls are doing a lot of great solo stuff. I'm really proud of them. They're awesome. I just can't wait for them to get back together and perform as a group again, though. You know, so. Finding Nemo show is technically Australia. Ooh, you're right. That's very, very true. Idea for an Australia attraction. You are presented a closed toilet and have to guess what animal is hiding inside. Oh shit.
Yeah,
no
literally.
Pun intended. No pun intended. Oh god. It'd be like that giant lizard thing from Rescue Down Under. Can you imagine that thing coming out?
Oh geez.
Woo! Horrible. Ryan Hines. They should put a Wally attraction. They have a gullet. That thing has like a little gullet, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It has a gullet.
Little gullet. They should put a Wally attraction in Tomorrowland. It's sad to see that many years after it's released, no ride on that film is in the parks. What type of ride system would you do with it? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, no, WALL-E's a beautiful movie, an absolute beautiful movie. I would, I don't know, what kind of ride system would you?
You know what I would actually have
like Rise of the Resistance, maybe?
I would do something like, kind of like a hybrid between a people mover and kind of like the Doom buggies of the Haunted Mansion, where you're in the chairs that all the humans are in on the ship. And they kind of transport you around through the whole ship, where Wally and Eve has to try to get people to safety and evacuate them from the ship.
Oh, that's interesting. That would be kind of dope, dude. That would actually be really, really dope. Give me just a second, sir. Yep. I'm going to pull something up here. All right. Yeah, no, I would love that. No, Wally needs way more love in the parks. Way more love. And maybe I'm going to show you right now. Yeah, she's blonde, and she looks absolutely great in blonde. There she is. The one and only Jenny from Blackpink. Yeah, she looks great in blonde, and she was dressed really, really, really nice. This was like, what was it? Yeah, the Paris Fashion Week. She looks fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, we should do a whole show on it. I would love to do that, actually. Jay Brad, why isn't there an RC Wally going around the parks picking up trash? I know there should be. There should be. There absolutely should be. That would be awesome. Absolutely. Come on, Disney. Give us some technology. Dragon Blood. I do love that idea of Descendants taking over Rock and Roller Coaster. I can't really think of a plot for it, but that's a great idea. Was that your idea, George?
Yeah, that was because I thought about them utilizing that, because they have the villains like stage show that's going to take over Lightning McQueen Racing Academy. So if they were to retheme Rock and Roller Coaster but still incorporate music with it, they can maybe tie it into the Descendants. And honestly, even though it's a Disney Channel original movie, that, you know, it's still a hot take. I mean, Rise of Red has been hitting banger numbers on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Plug.
You just gained yourself another year of special access, George. Congratulations, sir. Dana Walden thanks you. and Bob Iger. Jason Hill says, George, I got a question for you.
Mhm.
That lady got kicked out of Disney for lying about her kid's age. Actually, you know what, Jason? We're hearing there was more to that than just that. She has a history of trying to sneak her way into the parks, and there's a lot of
which I do want to actually great point to actually bring up. I want to make it known too that when we do hear about people getting escorted out of the parks or having their magic keys like revoked or suspended or what have you, Disney isn't just going to take little petty things and just saying, okay, you know, you're banned. We may see the forefront of like the main headline of like what essentially gets them kicked out of the park or what have you, but there is a lot more that's kind of tied into than just something that in that moment.
Yeah, that's why when I saw the way the cops were kind of treating her, like they weren't like nothing inappropriate. It wasn't like that, but it was just, it seemed when they were arresting her, it seemed more serious than she just snuck a kid in. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, there was more to it. Like she has a history of doing this, and so when she got through the turnstile, they actually followed her and they arrested her. But yeah, it's not just a one-time isolated thing. And no.
Yeah. But to your question, have I ever snuck my kid in? No, I have never snuck my kid in. However, I tried to do it, but I put a diaper on myself. But the thing is, I forgot to shave that morning. So.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, it wouldn't even matter if you shaved anyway, George. By the time you got to the parks, it'd be full again.
Yeah.
Dave Brad here says, when they eventually open Villains Land, they should have the Descendants character show up for Bring Your Kid to Work Day. Oh, that's great. I like that.
Clever.
That is very clever. Ooh, something for the kiddos. I like that. Now here's the thing too. I think eventually, as like a mini land expansion to Villains Land, a dark Wonderland, like a Twisted Wonderland, would be kind of a fun expansion to Villains Land, because I think Wonderland, you can take that in a really creepy direction if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, maybe even have like a little Chester the Cat. You know.
Yeah, I think honestly, yeah, like a Twisted Wonderland, and then even using the Descendants too. Like you can use that for extra, you know, events that you can hold within Villains Land, like maybe during the Halloween season, or you know,
right.
I would love for them to bring at some point like a formation of like the Mad Tea Party back. I used to love that.
Dude, I'm telling you, I used to love those parties. Like, I even like Glowfest. I had so much fun at Glowfest.
Oh yeah, Electronica.
Or you know, it was just a blast. Or here we go, George. You know, you're in the Hollywood backlot. You know.
Yeah.
No, it was a blast. I love Glowfest. Electronica was really cool. Electronica looked really cool. Mad Tea Party.
Yeah.
Why don't they bring those back?
Yeah, they were always popular. I mean, it was always crowded when they held them, and it was like, and it was kind of like incorporated within like your, you know, being in the park. You know, it was something that kind of separated DCA, like from Disneyland at that time, and it was like. Although I will say the one time that I did not necessarily enjoy too much of Mad Tea Party was with the opening of the D23 event. That had me worried.
Yes, I know. They were nothing against the group that performed.
Yeah, they were phenomenal. They were very talented.
But George and I are sitting there and we're ready for some park news. You know what I'm saying? We're just ready, dude. We're ready. And so it starts like it's time, like we're going. This isn't like the pregame. This is like the panel started, you know?
Yes.
And the Mad Tea Party group comes out and they perform a song. I'm like, okay, cool. We're going to hear a song and then they're going to get going here. Then a second song and a third song. I feel like they did a whole album up there, you know?
Basically.
I'm like, oh my God, they're great. But we want to see Josh. We want to see some announcements, you know? So George and I were like worried, like, oh, I hope they're not like padding this thing because they don't really have anything to tell us. But nope, that wasn't the case. Josh D'Amaro, he came through. He really did. Mm-hmm. And maybe is on board, J. Brad. That's such a good idea. I agree with you. I love that idea. I think it's really, really clever. It's a great way to incorporate the kiddos into like younger kids into Villains Land, because that Descendants is kind of like a younger franchise, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that idea. Dragon Blood, J. Brad, that would be badass. Maybe even during Halloween season. I'm telling you, Dragon Blood. I'm telling you, Disney is making a big play for Halloween with Cars Land coming there and Villains Land. Don't sleep on Cars Land. DCA, we go hard with Halloween in Cars Land. Halloween.
Yeah.
You're never going to grow tired of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. No, in all seriousness, though, it's awesome. So Halloween's going to be big at Magic Kingdom, even more so once those lands open. So
I do enjoy those jokes of yours, OG, but you really should hit the brakes.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? 100%. J. Brad, imagine having Helena Bonham Carter's Red Queen played by a little person with a giant prop head like the one guy in Shrek. That would be
and
awesome.
He continued for really quick. He just continued. That was for the Twisted Wonderland.
Gotcha. The Giant Peter Show. Descendants works so well for that ride. They have limos in that universe, as well as the launch sequence could be the moment they go from the Isle to Auradon. I haven't seen any Descendants, so I don't know what he's talking about. But I mean, does that work, George?
Yeah, actually, that really would work well. So it's very possible. As I said, Rise of Red has been, I mean, all the Descendants movies have been doing well, but I mean, Rise of Red lately, because it's the recent movie, and it's kind of like an evergreen kind of topic because, unfortunately, with the passing of Cameron Boyce, who played Cruella's son in the movies, but phenomenal young man. I mean, he was just
way too, that kid was way too young. That was tragic.
But they can incorporate new characters based off of the villains where they don't have to just stick to one storyline and they can kind of go off the beaten path. So honestly, the Descendants franchise can kind of keep going on and on as like an evergreen kind of thing. So that's where it can kind of make a permanent kind of status in the parks. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Dragon Blood continues. I can't get over Dragon Blood. He is like so badass. The name, the profile pic,
it's perfect.
It's perfect. You could literally have Halloween, Oogie Boogie Bash, and Mickey's Not So Scary Party in Magic Kingdom. That would make the park unique. Yeah, I'm telling you, it opens up like all kinds of stuff. It's awesome. So Jason here is asking, we actually talked about this a little bit earlier on in the show, Jason. Very sad news. Very, very sad news. He looks fine. That's what we mentioned that, right, George? He looks healthy. So we don't know what he passed from. We haven't heard yet. We'll probably get that in a few days, probably, unless the family doesn't want it out there. I'm not really sure.
But he seemed fine. He was doing all sorts of promotional events for the Halloween season, because that's usually like when he does, obviously, because he's Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas and everything, and just a phenomenal actor and stage actor. He was one of my favorites, and as I said, he played Old Deuteronomy in the Andrew Lloyd Webber's musical Cats. So I mean, he did a lot of Broadway, a lot of stage production, and obviously a lot of voiceover work. So wonderful guy. Great talent, and he will definitely be missed.
We've lost way too many amazing people this year.
Honestly, just within this last week,
dude, I know
it's been like 6 people. Like it's
been nuts. It's sad.
Speaking of which, too, and also to the wondrous, fabulous Maggie Smith, who played Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter franchise. I was a huge fan of her. Just a beautiful soul. She was funny. She was witty. And again, I kind of wish that I would have been at Universal during that time when they all raised their wands. I do love how they incorporate that when we do lose someone from the Wizarding world, for sure.
That's a moment. I just got goosebumps even thinking about that, dude. That's crazy. But I want to thank everybody. We'll take a couple more and then we're probably gonna get out of here. Wait a minute. Are you serious? Bob Iger just became a member. There we go. Perfect. Thank you, Bob.
Nice.
We appreciate you, Bob. we got Bob in the house. Let's go, Bob. We'll take two more. The Giant Peter Show. Rise of Red did very well on Disney Plus. One of their most viewed movies after its release, and over 1 billion more watched.
Yep.
I mean, there you go. There you go. Maybe here says stop. I know. We got Bob Iger in the house.
We got Bob Iger.
And he's gifting.
Oh, he's gifting people. Oh, damn.
Dang, dude. We got Bobby in the house. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hold on one second. We got Dragon Blood. Dragon Blood. I kind of also want to see Tomorrowland during Halloween get a dystopian version of Tomorrowland. Even have Tomorrowland themed to Alien Encounter during Halloween, even though the ride is gone. Yeah. That would be cool.
We just got another
gift from Bob Iger. This is amazing, Bob. Woo! Thank you, Bob. We appreciate you. We do appreciate you. We'll do. Thank you, Mr. Iger. Yes. The Dragon Blood. Bob, is that you? Yeah, I'm wondering. Is that Bob and special access? We have special access. We got Bob Iger in the house. Okay, Jesse Adventure. One last question today. Jesse Venture, thank you for being a member, Jesse. We do appreciate you. What's your favorite song from Hamilton? George, go.
Oh, that's a tough one. I actually have to say I don't really have one. I like the soundtrack as a whole, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because if you just eliminate like one song out of the whole soundtrack, it's good, but I mean I don't know, it's just something about like the whole soundtrack as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Bobby looking for a sugar baby. There we go. Bob, why did you stub George's toe this morning? Exactly. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Always a good time with our community. We appreciate you so much. Wow. Thank you, Bob. Yes. Thank you, Bob.
Really quick. I just want to say too, to Jay Brad, and the Giant Peter Show, for becoming members, definitely check out our members only content. You now have access into that, where we do a lot of extra shows that are just for members. You'll get shows earlier before it goes out to regular public. OG and I are working on some other content that we'll be doing possibly while we are in the park. So that'll probably come after the month. So definitely check it out if you want to continue to stay a member. We're thinking of doing, maybe, because a lot of people have been asking to do kind of some home movie kind of videos while we're in the park. Not vlogging, but kind of like that retro 1980s, 1990s kind of like recording in the parks, and just showcasing of how much fun we're having and spending the day at Disneyland. So, yeah, there's a lot of content for our members. So we thank you. Well, obviously, thank you, Bob Iger, for gifting them to be members. But definitely, utilize it, and because you'll definitely get your money's worth. Honestly.
Yeah. We're working on a lot of great content, and the member stuff is always fun. You know, we can let our hair down. Or we can let my hair up, actually, in my case. Jay Brad, I will be sure to bring my best Navy cardigan. Yes, please do. And some nice chinos as well, sir. Thank you. This is going to be taken out of context as proof of your insider access. I know. We got that insider access. I'm telling you. Bob, thank you. Look at Bob being a rock star over here. Let's go, Bob. Let's go. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us today on this OG55 live. We appreciate you so much. The Italiano, where can they find you on social media? We're taking a little bit of we're not leaving Twitter, but we're pulling back on Twitter a little bit. But where can they find you elsewhere?
You could, again, for right now, you could find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. Again, I'm not really on there as much as I used to be, but you could also find me a lot more on Instagram under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me right here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
Yes, and you can find me on Instagram as well, Orange Grove 55. So if you're not on, if you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, go over there and follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be spending more time on Instagram because I'm voting with my wallet. I'm voting with my attention. I don't like how Twitter has been run lately. I think it's gotten worse. So I'm going to take my attention and time to other platforms like Instagram and even Threads. So make sure you follow me over there at Orange Grove 55. We got Mr. Seymour Duck Instagram. Let's go. Yes, Seymour. Absolutely. Seymour, did you see? Do we have a Bob? Actually, here, hold on. I do have a Bob Iger drop. It's an oldie, but a goodie.
God, I sound like a Bob Iger dick rider.
There we go. It's a classy one. We love that one. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of OG55.